Hello students, welcome back in the history class of 6th standard. So students, we have discussed lesson number 9, the Mauryan Empire till Ashok's Dham in the previous class. Now I would like to take feedback of the previous topic through some questions. So the first question is, what do you mean by Dham? Second, what were the main principles of Dham? Third, what were the objectives of Ashok's Dham? I hope you are able to answer all these questions. Now students, in today's class, we will read about the Mauryan administration. Now children, have a look on the important terms.
First is infantry.
Soldiers who fight on foot. Second, cavalry. Soldiers who fight on horseback.
Third is moat.
A deep ditch dug around the fort to protect it from enemy attacks.
And the fourth term is espionage, means use of spies.
Now students, in this video, we are going to read the Mauryan administration.
Let's start reading. The Mauryan administration.
For convenience, the Mauryan administration can be studied under 4 heads: central, provincial, district and village. The capital city of Patliputra was administered separately.
Administration means management.
So students, the Mauryan administration was divided into 4 parts. The lowest unit of administration was village.
A number of villages together formed a district. Then a number of districts together formed provinces or states.
Then all the states together formed a center.
Center was the highest unit of administration.
The capital city Patliputra was managed separately. Now students, we are going to read these administrations in detail.
Central administration.
The king was the supreme authority.
He looked into the details of administration, took all military decisions, interviewed his ministers and spies, and imparted justice.
Supreme means highest. Interviewed means questioned. Spies means secret agent. Imparted means spread. So children, the central administration was the main and the highest administration. The king was the highest authority.
His main duties were to manage the work of administration, to take decisions regarding military. He used to talk with his ministers and secret agents, and other main duty was to spread justice.
So the king was the highest authority of administration. Now let's read further. He was assisted by mantrins who acted as advisors to the king.
They accompanied the king to the battlefield. There was also a Mantri Parishad whose members were summoned in case of an emergency.
The king had to follow the decisions of the majority of the Mantri Parishad.
Then there were Amatyas who performed judicial and administrative functions. They were employed in civil and criminal courts. There were also a large number of Adhyaksh or superintendents who were in charge of various departments.
So, assisted means helped. Accompanied means go along with.
Summoned means called for. So children, king was helped by mantrins in the administration who used to give advice to the king on important issues. Mantrins were used to go with king in the battlefield. Besides mantrins, there were Mantri Parishad also who were called or gathered by king in case of an emergency.
So children, the decisions taken by the majority of the Mantri Parishad were the final decisions.
Then comes Amatyas. They were the persons who performed functions related to the law. Amatyas were the officials of civil and criminal courts.
After the Amatyas, there were Adhyakshas or superintendents. They were in charge of different departments. So students,
This was the central management of the Mauryan Empire. Now let's read provincial administration. The vast empire was divided into a number of provinces for administrative efficiency. Each province was under the control of a prince of royal blood called the Kumar. He acted as a viceroy or a provincial governor and was assisted by many officials. So students, it was not possible for the king to control the whole kingdom alone. Due to this reason, the Mauryan Empire was divided into various provinces for better management. Each province or state was under the control of Kumar, who was the prince of royal blood. The Kumar acted as a viceroy or a provincial governor and was helped by many officials. Now, the next is district administration. The provinces were further divided into districts. The officer in charge of a district was called Sthanik. He was assisted by junior officers like Yuktas, in charge of revenue of the king, Rajukas, measured land and fixed its boundaries, and Pradesikas, collected revenue and performed police functions. So students, under the Mauryan Empire, the provinces were further divided into districts. The Sthanik was the officer in charge of a district. He was assisted by junior officers like Yuktas, who was the in charge of revenue of the king, Rajukas, who was used to measure land and fixed its boundaries, and Pradesikas, whose duty was to collect revenue and he performed functions of police. Now students, let's start reading of the village administration. The village was the lowest unit of administration under the Gramik. He acted both as a headman and an accountant of the village. He supplied accurate information of the village to the state. He was assisted by the Gram Vrids or village elders. Above the Gramik was the Gop. He was in charge of 10 villages. Above him was the Sthanik, who looked after 1/4 of a district called Janpad. Students, accurate means correct. Children, village was the lowest unit of administration in the Mauryan Empire. Who was the headman of the village? Gramik, who was acted as headman and accountant of the village. Work of Gramik was to supply correct information of the village to the king. Gramik was helped by Gram Vrids or village elders. Besides Gramik, there was another official under the village administration named Gop, who was in charge of 10 villages, and there was another official named Sthanik who looked after 1/4 of a district called Janpad. Now students, let's read administration in Patliputra. The capital city of the Mauryas was Patliputra. The city was grand and beautiful. It was surrounded by a wooden wall having 64 gates and 570 towers. In order to protect it from attacks, a moat was also dug around the city. Surrounded means bordered, and moat means a deep ditch dug around the fort to protect it from enemy attacks. Students, Patliputra, the capital city of Magadh, was administered separately. It was bordered by a wooden wall. It had 64 gates and 570 towers. A deep ditch was dug around the fort to protect it from enemies' attacks. Let's read further. Patliputra was administered by a committee of 30 members. These members were divided into 6 boards of 5 members each. Each board was in charge of a specific department. These departments were industrial arts, comfort and security of foreigners, registration of births and deaths, trade and commerce, supervision of manufactured goods, collection of taxes.
So students, Patliputra was governed by a committee consisted of 30 members. This committee was divided into 6 boards. Each board carried 5 members.
So, there were 30 members
Under this committee who administered Patliputra.
The particular department was issued to each board.
These departments were Industrial Arts, Comfort and Security of Foreigners, Registration of Births and Deaths, Trade and Commerce, Supervision of Manufactured Goods, and Collection of Taxes. Now students, let's read about Army of the Mauryan Empire. The Mauryan army was under a war office that had 30 members. The members were divided into 6 boards of 5 members each. The boards were in charge of various departments of army. So students, army of the Mauryan Empire was further divided into 6 boards. Each board carried 5 members and each board was related with a particular department. These departments were
Navy, Transport and Army Service, Infantry, Cavalry, War Chariots, Elephants. The Senapati was the head of the army. The king himself led the army in war. So students, the departments were
Navy, the soldiers who fight under the water, Transport and Army Service, Infantry, the soldiers who fight on foot, Cavalry, the soldiers who fight on horseback, War Chariots and Elephants. So students, the Senapati was the head of the army.
But during the war, king himself used to lead the army.
Now let's read about the justice of the Mauryan Empire. The king was the head of justice. He appointed a large number of officials to decide cases according to law. There were 2 types of courts, Dharamsthaya and Kantakshodhan, corresponding to modern civil and criminal courts respectively. Corresponding means related with. Students, the head of the justice was the king. King appointed so many officials to decide cases. There were 2 types of courts during the Mauryan Empire, Dharamsthaya, which was considered as a civil court, and Kantakshodhan, which was related with criminal court. Now students, let's start reading about the spy system. Students, spy means secret agent.
The Mauryan Empire had an efficient system of espionage.
The state employed a large number of men and women to keep a watch over the conduct of government officers. There were 2 kinds of spies, Sanstha or stationary spies and Sanchari or wandering spies. Merchants, houses holders, ascetics, prisoners, serpent charmers and women were employed as spies.
Students, espionage means use of spies.
Stationary means stayed at one place. Wandering means who keeps moving. Prisoners means criminals. Serpent charmers means the person who can control the snake. So students, there were 2 kinds of spies in the Mauryan Empire, Sanstha or stationary spies. These were the spies who stayed at one place.
And the another were Sanchari or wandering spies.
These were the spies or secret agent who keeps moving from one place to another. Mauryans appointed serpent charmers, women, ascetics, prisoners, merchants as their spies. So students, here our today's topic is completed. I hope the topic is clear to you.
Students, your homework is do question number 4 of exercise 6 and question number 4 of exercise 7 on copy.